Did you know that body cam footage capturing the moments leading up to and following the shooting that claimed King Von's life has been released? The video documents the chaotic scene as bullets were flying and provides a detailed look at what happened during those final moments.
Yo, you sit over here. You sit over here, brother. Yo, you better watch out. This is my brother, bro. Okay? Hey, come on, chill. You come with me, okay? Okay. You, get out the car. Out the car. Okay?
Calm down, he's shot.
Get out the car.
I gotta go to the hospital, my leg.
Yeah, we gonna get you out.
Alongside the newly released footage, a viral tweet has surfaced claiming that Von made it through 2 surgeries and woke up screaming for his firearm, but he went into shock and passed away. He had only 1 more surgery left. According to the tweet, these words came from a close member of OTF.
Von made it through 2 surgeries. He had 3 surgeries ago. He made it through 2 surgeries. And then after the second surgery, he hopped off the bed and started fighting the nurse and said where his gun at. And he went and he died because he went into shock. So he was making it through surgery. How hours later, Kayla know, talking about he fought the nurse. She the one told me that. His mama didn't even know that. How you knowing what's going on inside the hospital?
Because she was there at the hospital.
But did you know that some rappers had hinted at what was to come even before it happened? On November 5th, 2020, King Von and his crew were preparing to head to a club in Atlanta to celebrate the release of his album. The night was meant to be a major celebration, a moment to honor his rising success and the bright future ahead. But tragically, no one realized how short-lived that future would be. Von had enemies, and growing up in a dangerous place like O'Block, he understood the risks of being out in public. To protect himself, Von rolled deep that night. His crew included over 20 members spread across 8 vehicles en route to the party. Even his manager, 100K Track, later spoke on the extreme precautions Von always took to safeguard his life.
Security that moves with Von, and he traveled with 2 more security. You know what I'm saying? Von traveled in a proof truck, and not only that, his guys are security, man. He travels with 10 to 15 guys daily. They protect and love Von more than any security would. I think we're about 8, 10 cars deep, 20, 25 on entourage.
But later that night, something shifted. Von began acting differently, making choices that would ultimately put his life at risk. Up until that point, the album release party at the club had gone smoothly, with everyone in high spirits. Around 2:30 a.m., Von and his crew started leaving the venue, planning to head back to their Airbnbs to call it a night. But Von had something else in mind, plans that no one saw coming.
Everybody's mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine. The club he went to, the after hours, wasn't getting paid for. I didn't have no acknowledgement of. His team didn't have no acknowledgement of. That was a complete Von.
While the rest of the crew was on their way back to the Airbnb, Von gave his driver a different instruction. He wanted to head to another spot, the Monaco Lounge. Word had spread online that Quando Rondo and his crew were there, and Von made a sudden decision to confront them.
Everybody else that was with us driving to the Airbnb, and Von literally went to the venue by himself. We got a call later from people in the car, like, hey, bro, we here by, matter of fact, I think from his DJ, was like, hey, bro, we here by ourselves. Like, where you guys at? And everybody rerouted to that venue.
Unfortunately, the people riding with Von didn't inform the rest of the crew about the change in plans until they had already arrived at the Monaco Lounge. Once the others found out, they quickly changed course and began speeding to the club to make sure Von was protected. According to his manager, 100K Track, something felt off that night. Von wasn't his usual upbeat, energetic self. Instead, he was unusually quiet and withdrawn, a stark contrast to how he normally carried himself.
For some reason, Von wasn't himself. This man is like, I promise you, the best artist I ever moved in my life. For some reason that night, it was off. Like, he stayed in the car for like 30, 35 minutes.
Despite his crew arriving and preparing to enter the club, Von refused to go in right away. He sat in the truck for nearly 30 minutes, silent and focused. When he finally agreed to enter, his team moved quickly, clearing out the club to ensure it was safe. However, due to Monaco Lounge's strict rules, Von's crew was forced to leave their firearms behind before going inside, a decision that would prove critical.
I went to the car he was in. I was like, yo, Von. Went inside the passenger seat. I'm like, yo, Von, bro, what's going on? Like, everybody here waiting, let's go. He was like, all right, let's go. We're telling security, hey, it's time to go in now. Von's ready. You know what I'm saying? We've been here too long. Let's go inside the club. They check the venue, go inside, check the outside, make sure there's no...
But the real danger wasn't inside the club. It was waiting outside in the parking lot. Quando Rondo and his crew happened to be parked in the same lot as Von. According to reports, they were just trying to get some rest in their vehicle. That changed quickly when one of Von's crew members spotted them and alerted Von that Quando and his team were there.
Go inside the club. One of his homeboys, he came to the car and said, hey, so-and-so's here. And Von just jumped up like, oh, come on, let's go.
Almost immediately, King Von jumped out of the truck and headed straight toward Quando Rondo's vehicle to confront him. His team tried to get him to calm down and avoid escalating the situation, but Von wasn't listening. Ignoring their pleas, he stepped in front of Quando's white SUV and began throwing punches, sparking the chaos that would soon follow.